Hey guys, today I just want to talk about the struggles of being a type 1 diabetic homeless in Sarasota, Florida. So, as you know, a lot of you guys know who've watched before, I'm homeless and type 1 diabetic. I live in this van. Um, Now, van life in Florida in general is a lot harder because, I can't really say van life because, a lot of people who do vans, like live in vans and stuff like that, they have a beautiful setup and they have ways to, cook, clean, do all that stuff. I have a bed and that's it. And it's more like a heat box in here. You got to worry about your insulin temperatures because it gets 120 degrees in this van at some points. It gets very hot very quick. So you got to worry about your insulin. You've got to worry about of course that 2 o'clock in the morning knock at the window saying you got to move. Life in general and living in a van is a lot harder. I've been a type 1 diabetic for 1.5 years now, and I became homeless right after I got sick. I used to own a company. I used to do really good for myself. And I lost everything, and it just can happen to anybody. Right now I'm working hard and trying to get everything back and doing odd jobs and whatnot, and it's been getting me by for the last, I just recently started being able to do that, and it's been getting me by, and, it's been great. But, there's a lot of things you have to consider when you're homeless, and especially, living out of a van and all that. You have to figure out where you're going to shower, where you're going to cook, how you're going to stay clean. And being a diabetic at the same time, I've got to worry about infections because it's an autoimmune disease. I've got to worry about my insulin boiling. Like I said, because it gets super hot out here. So, and without a cooler, it makes it even harder. The community has been great around here, and they are, there's a lot of work around here, so there is ways to get out of it. It's just a very tight, hard struggle. And when you're already sick all the time, it makes it even harder. But, it's a life that, I didn't choose. I didn't choose to get type 1 diabetes, and I definitely didn't choose to become homeless. I'm definitely working hard. My goal right now is to save up enough money to try to buy a small sailboat and live on that. I used to live on the water for a long time, and it's, once you buy the initial stuff, the boat, and then you just have to pay for your mooring, and it's way cheaper than a place around here. So it'll save me money in the long run. So that's what, I'm trying to get to eventually. We do an 8 o'clock show every night where we just chat. If you guys want to, are more than welcome to join and check out the show. It's just, going over everything that's changed in my life, and then we just randomly talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. It's not the easiest thing being homeless. You feel very alone and tired all the time. Like the world is, just forgot about you, and it's a scary situation sometimes, But you just got to keep what you do and keep going. And if anybody's been in this situation, they know how rough it is and how expensive it is. And just to figure out how I'm going to cook a meal, or I'm going to take a shower that day, or if my insulin's going to boil, it can become life-threatening. Diabetes is no joke. It's either manage it or die. And I try my best with very little resources, that I have. But I'm not going to give up. That's the biggest thing. So I really want to appreciate everybody who's been tuning in and watching our shows, and it really, really helps out in the long way. Just the whole fact of me not being, it makes you feel like a little, like the world still hasn't forgot about you a little bit. Life can be very tough when you're sick and you're homeless, and there's just unfortunately a whole lot of resources. But like I said, I'm gonna work real hard. I'm gonna try to get this boat, and it's gonna take me a while, but I'm hoping by June that I won't be living in a van any longer. It's rough living in here. It's so hot every day. I'm just boiling in sweat every day. But I got to do what I got to do to survive, and not knowing where I'm going to park every night, and I don't even have AC in my van. The AC belt broke a long time ago, so it's hot. But I've got to do what I got to do, and I can't give up. And I appreciate everybody who's been there, and just even not just financially, but donations are always greatly accepted, but not expected. Anything we do raise on this channel right now is going to be going to get a home for me, which is a boat. We're going to save all that up for a while because I'm going to be working, and I'm also going to be adding money towards that. But just you guys being there in general it's been so amazing, and I appreciate you guys. I've just got to keep working and keep trying, and hopefully I'll make it through. It's hard when you're hot all the time and you're just so tired and so exhausted from the heat and then from your diabetes, and it's very overwhelming. But I'm going to continue at it. I'm going to do what I have to do. So hopefully you guys will like, share, and subscribe. Check out our 8 o'clock show, guys, and I will talk to you guys later. Thank you.